OpenAI has released something big, and this could completely change the way we use AI. It's called ChatGPT Work, and unlike the AI we've been using to ask questions, write emails, or generate ideas, Work can actually take action for you. It lives on your desktop, can work with the files on your computer, browse the internet, interact with the tools you use every day, build websites, create reports, and even run tasks automatically on a schedule. In other words, it is starting to move from being an AI you talk to an AI you can actually give work to. And I think this is one of the clearest signs yet that we're officially entering the era of AI agents. The good news is you don't need to be technical to use it. In this video, I'll walk you through ChatGPT Work from the very beginning. How to set it up, how permissions and projects work, how to let it manage files and browse the web, how to use plugins and skills, and how to automate repetitive tasks. The app has changed quite a bit since it was first released, so if you want to understand what Work is all about, and more importantly, how you can actually use it to save hours every week, keep watching. Before we jump into the video, I spent a lot of time researching and figuring out these workflows. If you appreciate that, please hit the like button and subscribe for more AI and productivity tips. Let's get started. Work can be used on a mobile phone. It can also be used on a computer. On the computer, you can use the web version or download the app. I recommend everyone use the desktop version of the app instead of the web page because the desktop version can directly read and write files on your computer and even help you operate the browser. The web and mobile apps, on the other hand, run in the cloud. So for beginners, I'd suggest downloading the desktop version directly. I have the app open here. You'll see you can switch between modes at the top. Besides today's protagonist, Work, there's also Codex. Codex is for programmers to write code. We won't touch that today. You just need to look for Work. For our first time using it, understanding 3 items is enough. Let's create a new task. Clicking here below, the dialog box shows its permissions. Permissions determine how much leeway you give it. There are 3 levels in total. The first level is Ask for Approval. Every time it wants to touch a folder on your computer or go online, it will raise its hand first and ask for your agreement. The second level is Approve for Me. It judges for itself whether a step is risky and whether it needs your consent to continue. The third level is Full Access. This gives it all permissions. It will get unrestricted access to the internet and any files on your computer. For beginners, just choose the middle level, Auto Review. On the right, you choose which brain it uses. There are options for the model for reasoning intensity and for speed. For the models, the higher the tier, the smarter it is. The higher the intensity and speed are set, the more token it consumes. So how should you choose? For normal chatting and processing simple documents, 5.6 Tera is good enough. If you wanted to write code and build programs, use Soul. For myself, when handling slightly more complex work, I set the model to 5.6 Tera, set the intensity to high, and choose standard for speed. That's my default setup. By the way, to check your quota, click your name in the bottom left corner. You'll see your remaining usage. If you click on it, you will also see the date of the next reset. I should mention that ChatGPT Work can be used by free users too. If you're a paid user, what you're really paying for is 3 things: more quota, stronger models, and some extra features. So if you want to get started, you can totally just try out the free version first. The third concept is projects. Projects are essentially just folders on your computer. They serve 2 functions. First, they help you archive tasks. So whatever you discussed in a project last week is extremely easy to find again later. Second, they let the AI read and write all the files in that folder. You can create a new project from here, either a blank project or one based on an existing folder. You can add folders from here. You can also create a project from here. If you just want to start a temporary task, don't select any project folder. Make sure no project is selected in the dialog box. Once created, that temporary chat will appear under Recent in the bottom left corner. Okay, now that we understand these 3 concepts, let's get it working. First, let's talk about its biggest difference from the AI you used before. In the past, if you wanted AI to see something on your computer, you could only copy and paste it or upload files one by one. Work is different. It can read, organize, and generate files in your folder on its own, and there is no limit to the quantity. For example, I can ask it to find all the invoices in my computer's downloads folder, gather them, and put them together in a new folder on the desktop. It can create that folder itself and even generate an Excel spreadsheet summarizing the information. I'll show you two more handy tricks. Typing a slash in the input box brings up a menu of features, for example, switching models or calling a skill. Typing an @ lets you reference your documents, plugins, skills, or even the content of a previous ChatGPT chat. You can feed all of these to it as references. Okay, the results are in. It successfully created an invoice folder on the desktop. It also generated a very professional-looking Excel spreadsheet. ChatGPT can not only operate your local files, but also browse the internet on its own and interact with web pages directly. You can click this button on the top right to open this window. Now open the built-in browser. I will open a YouTube video. I can now ask AI anything about this video, and it will be able to read what is happening in the browser and answer me. I will close the project. I want it to be a new chat. I can ask it to summarize the video. After about a minute, the summary is ready. After watching, if I think the video is good, I can simply say, based on this content, make me a PPT. Look, here's the final result. You can also use this built-in browser as a normal browser. The advantage is that you don't need to switch between applications. Everything can be done within a single client. Next is the feature I personally recommend the most: sites. On the surface, it's described simply as turn your ideas into live websites. You might think, I don't build websites anyway. What does this have to do with me? But even though it's a website building feature, it actually has a lot of uses. Let me give you a few examples. You can make a personal resume or a personal homepage. I gave this command to build a very simple resume website. I am using Sol because I am doing coding. Maybe in the future, resumes won't be static PDFs anymore, but interactive, animated web pages you can click through. After a few minutes, the website is ready. This is the link of the website. It is currently private, so only I can see it after I log in with my account. I will ask to make the site public. Now anyone can visit this website using this link. You can also make an interactive presentation website with built-in animations for your boss. You can even build a small tool that fits your own needs. For example, I made a habit tracking dashboard based on the concepts from the book Atomic Habits. While building it, there's also an annotation option on the right. You can select a spot and leave a comment, just like marking up a design draft, and have it revised accordingly. Sites is actually a meaningful upgrade. In the past, when AI built web pages for you, you could only open them locally on your own computer, or you had to deploy them to a cloud server yourself. Now, Work saves you the trouble of cloud deployment, and you can share it directly with one click. There's also the plugins feature. You can connect Work to the external tools you normally use, like email, calendar, Cloud Drive, Notion, and more. For example, after connecting my Gmail, I just ask it to check my inbox for any urgent emails, and if there are any, draft replies for me. In the past, many plugins had to be installed separately. For example, I had to install the Hyperframes animation plugin separately. Now the official app has integrated them directly. There are so many official plugins available. You can browse and install whichever ones fit your daily work. The concept of skill can be understood as a reusable workflow. You take a working method you've already verified and found useful and lock it in. From then on, with just one sentence, it will repeat that same process for you. For example, as I showed earlier when I'm watching a learning video, I first have it summarize the video, then generate a PPT from that summary. I can simply tell it, turn this process into a skill called video to PPT. Then, every time I want to use it in the future, I just type a slash in the input box, select this skill, and say generate, and it will do it automatically. And skills aren't just something you write yourself. You can also go to the official plugin bar and click Skills. The official community offers skills you can install. You can also find skills that others have shared on GitHub. Installing them is just as simple. You just give ChatGPT the GitHub link and tell it, "Help me install this skill." And that's it. The previous capabilities plus the word scheduled turn it into unattended automation. Remember the wildly popular OpenClaw? One of its key features was scheduling. It gives you the sense that AI will help you work on its own without needing any reminders from you. For example, I can ask it to check my Twitter every day, see what the people I follow have posted, and generate a briefing that only contains the viral posts. Since Work has browser, it can access any website. Once I create this scheduled task, it appears under Scheduled. This one is called Daily X Following Briefing. If you want to stop it, just click pause. I get to see the briefing on my phone every day as well. All right, let's do a quick recap. Work can operate your local folders, browse the internet on its own, build finished websites for you, connect to various plugins, turn good workflows into skills, and automate scheduled tasks. But beyond these features themselves, what I really want you to take away is this shift from asking AI to managing AI. We need to learn how to integrate AI into our lives and workflows so it can become a true assistant to us. I believe if you've watched this far, you've already mastered the basics of work. If there's anything you're still not sure how to do, you can ask the AI directly at any time or ask me in the comments. If you want to go deeper and get even more out of AI for your business, I've got another video you'll love. Check it out right here.